every time, be a man, be a man, be a man. Everybody say, come on, be a man, toughen up, be a man. And most of these Christians, they are sensual because they are in the realm of traditions most of the times.
If you must say be a man, it means you're trying to tell them to be like Jesus.
Jesus wept. So, my brothers, come closer.
This is MENS podcast.
Hi everyone, my name is okunrin and this is MENS podcast again. You're welcome. In case this is the first time you're coming across this channel or perhaps seeing any of our videos, I want to say welcome. Thank you very much for coming around. You want to stay around to the end of the video, and absorb the conversation, because I trust that is really going to be an helpful one. And if it looks like what appeals to you, please do well to subscribe. Right here on this podcast, we talk about matters that borders around the Christian faith, especially as it's has to relate to Christian men, right? How it relates to the lifestyle of a man as well. So once again, we emphasize on the model of Christ and see how we can align to that model as Christian men, right? So that's what we do on the MENS podcast. You're welcome. Right. So on this episode, I want to talk about something that perhaps every Nigerian man here has heard at one point or the other in his life. If you grew up in a Nigerian home, you most likely have heard it growing up, or maybe you have heard it when you became older, or perhaps you heard it when you were going through some down moments, right? And it's what I call be a man. Be a man. That word is not strange to us as Nigerian men. I don't know if it's strange to you, but I find it, colliding with me almost every time. Be a man, be a man, be a man. Everybody say, come on, be a man, toughen up, be a man. And I feel it's time for us to have a conversation around it, particularly after my last episode. I took a while to think about what that video meant, what the implication is, right, on every viewer. I also took some feedback. I realized that more often than not, we have certain constructs from the society that some of the times do not help us in seeing the total man, in seeing the whole man. Pardon me, I'm a bit under the weather, so that explains why I'm sounding this way.
I know you get this is a brotherhood talk, so my brothers, come closer.
Yeah, so what does it mean to be a man? Is there anything as being a man? Most of the times when people say be a man, they're expecting you to act in a certain way that perhaps they believe men should behave. There are certain way that culture defines the behavior of a man, right? Be a man most of the times are assertions that are used when like I said earlier, maybe you're going through a low time and you as a man, it's getting to you and maybe bringing down your emotions, and people are like, be a man. I don't expect you to be behaving this way. Come on, be a man. I can understand if others are behaving this way, but you're a man. I expect more. Be a man. Well, some other times they are said when someone is not really performing up to par, and they're like, be a man, you need to man up, you need to own up. So let's bring that conversation to the table. Be a man. Do you know that if I'm to give an appraisal of some of the things Jesus did while he was alive in the flesh, from a cultural standpoint, there are certain things he did that it was not being a man, and perhaps you might have done certain things before that don't fit in culturally, and it may look like you were not a man. So what I want to do here on this episode is to help us break free from that cultural construct, of being a man. Your manhood is not a derivative of culture. Your manhood is not derived from the society. Your manhood is actually derived from how much of God you have soaked into you over time. It means you would at one point make a mistake in trying to be a man if you have not absorbed God in you, if you have not, taken in God, taken in Christ, the image of Christ in you. You will at one point or the other run into a mistake trying to be a man. And this explains why today sometimes we have Christians who are often more alive to culture than the spirit. When it comes to interpreting the things of the spirit, it is the culture that governs, it's the culture that interprets whatever it is God is trying to tell them. Most of these Christians, they are sensual because they are in the realm of traditions most of the times. Something strikes me about Jesus's visit to the tomb of Lazarus. Of course, where the shortest verse in the Bible was captured, Jesus wept. The Bible will say out that he loved them. But something happened. The Bible said Jesus wept. Now, he didn't weep because, Lazarus died. His weeping actually was because he identified with them. Indeed, he was moved to tears. He was moved with compassion, literally. And this is why he cried. Imagine telling Jesus, be a man. How much of a man could he be again? So next time you are tempted to say be a man, ensure that you are moved with compassion. Don't tell anyone be a man except you have first identified with them. And that's when it has to do with maybe cases of low moments, and all of that, and when it has to do with other areas, if you must say be a man, it means you're trying to tell them to be like Jesus. Right? It means you're trying to say, copy the traits of Jesus here. What Jesus will do in this situation, do it. Culture is not supposed to override our spirituality. Our manhood is supposed to flow out of our position with God, of our position in Christ. Yeah, but when we allow our culture superimpose that, then we start to live culturally, we start to live traditionally, and this is where such words, be a man, make sense. Yeah, because there is a culture that every man represents. When they say be a man, you remember that and they toughen up, right? But that's really not how to be a man. That's really not how to be a man. Being a man is acting like Christ would. Being a man is acting in the model of Christ, not the other way around, not what culture presents or what it recommends. But in actual sense, we are not dealing without culture. Yeah, because what matters on this side is the culture of heaven, the culture of the kingdom. And whatever lifestyle doesn't fit into this culture is not a lifestyle to uphold, it's not a lifestyle to honor, right? So we are not without culture, actually. We are not, right? So the next time someone tells you, be a man, man up, I believe you have what to say, you have what to go to as reference. Be a man is actually a man in Christ. God bless you. Thank you very much for joining this episode. Alright, so I do hope you found this conversation helpful. Please do well to like, share, and subscribe. Let me see in the comment section what you think by this idea of being a man. Have you heard such before? What did you interpret it as? What did you see it as? What have you made, of such a statement? Right, I would like to see all of that in the comment section. Thank you very much for joining, and see you on the next one. God bless you.
Bye.